Oh, we're back out on the Suburban. Cleaned out a bunch of weeds so I could get somewhere. Fresh home from camping. Brought big guns. Just happened to have this puppy laying around. That'll do for a creeper. Just popped cap off of this bad boy to confirm my suspicions. We got full and we got nothing. So, well, yeah, nothing. So there's that. There comes the fun part. Let's identify which crusty, rusty brake line is the worst of the crusty, rusty brake lines. At least I got plenty of airflow. That ought to keep me cool down here. Right. Saw some fluid on that rubber line up there, but I know exactly where that's coming from. That's coming from where I spilled. Oh, there it is. Drip, drop. Easier than I thought. Nice. Thanks, Suburban. Something that I didn't think about until just now as I was backing out of here. What's the dealio with the color of that gravel? Is I blowing some tranny fluid or something? I just might have been. I don't know. We'll see. Get the battery tightened back down, and then fire it up, I suppose. And another thing that I did last video, I knew she was flat, and I tried to move it anyway. So that's that. However, we got a big old spare right there. Good. The best conditions to work on things is always when you're in a hurry. You know, that's how you end up. Just ripping a tire off of a wheel. Why air it up beforehand? And hell, you only need 3 out of 4. All right, hooked up. Let the Cummins sing the song of her people. Should have been letting that battery charge. Naturally. Bet that choke's stuck open again. Correction. Stuck closed. I was right. Get some fuel into that carb. There we go. That brake fluid I spilled is just a burning oil. Yep. The power steering. Perfect. It's like butter. There's not one to idle just yet. But about 40 psi oil pressure. It's not bad. I'm assuming that she needs some oil though. Should be higher on a cold start, I would think. Starting to build a touch of temp. The charging gauge just doesn't work. Get a better look at the old 4 barrel there. See where the mice were Just having a blast. Dirty dogs. Look at that. Oh, dirt daubers are just petrified in there. Yeah. Officially got her to start without the jumper cables. Battery is back to life. It's just fighting to idle today. It was idling last video, no problemo, but there's that. It's got exhaust tips on it, so we know we're working with high horsepower. Plexiglass with some pins. I know exactly why that's there. That's because I accidentally shattered the rear glass out of this years back. Alright, that's open. Just had to have a combination of yank on that rod and that rod simultaneously because, of course, definitely not going to be jumping on this or nothing. Let's get that spare out of there. Got the spare out. It's cherry, holding airy. In the truck, boy, she's singing like a canary. You know, speaking of how good it's singing and running, there is no valve train noise, nothing. It is healthy, real healthy. No floor jack in sight. We're gonna go ahead and use the farm jack. These things are nifty, man. Pretty dangerous, but nifty. Just flip your pin up. Simple as that. As it wobbles around and tries to fall and knock me unconscious, no problem. Get the old hubcaps out of there. Got spare there. Boom, boom. There we go. Now 7/8. All broke loose. Ready for the jack. These things got torque, let me tell you. I don't know if you've ever, the only thing I've ever used this for in the past was pulling fence posts clean out of the ground. And I mean, they pull them out like nothing, even with concrete. It is lifting the Burban like no man's business too. Gotta be really careful with them though. If you bring this down, your hand slips, it'll shoot right up. Hit you like George Foreman. After a brief reevaluation, we decided to give an actual foundation to the jack. Boy, was she a sinking. We were seeing some funky angles, let me tell you. Well, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Our farm jack safety pin here. What latches into there, swings up and down. The bolt that was holding it tight, and this thing just kept popping out, and that's dangerous because when that pops out, and especially if you don't know it, you come down to jack it full down, you hit that bottom stroke, bam! I mean, it comes up. It comes up. And that's exactly what happened. So I attempted to tighten that, and I mean, what do you know? Brands this thing anyhow. Layering. You gotta be ashamed of yourselves. Only thing I got here on site where this is sitting, other than this, is a scissor jack. And we all know the story with scissor jacks. Well, we did the farm jack delete. So now, time to find out how fast we can kill ourselves with a 1,000-year-old scissor jack. And before you ask, yeah, we got jack stands. We got old dead batteries and cement blocks. OSHA. Well, we maxed out the scissor. I don't like that at all. Good news is, there we go. And just enough clearance. I mean, just enough clearance. Well, those little burrs that got me in the last video, they are relentless. Came through trying to, I cleared out the whole other side of the truck. I didn't see any of them on this side, but let me tell you, they were sneaking around. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Got an entire prairie reserve of burrs in my sock, down in my shoe. It's great. Wouldn't have it any other way. There she is. Time to bring that scissor jack back down. By the time I get that sucker run down, I'll be eligible for Social Security. And if a person was sitting there wondering why I don't have, boots on or a jack or any of the things I might have needed, really, jack stands, it's because I didn't plan on being here today. I had somewhere else to be, but as fate would have it, I found myself here, unprepared. Not fully. I always bring my tools. Anywhere I go, I bring the big old heart bag full of almost anything a guy would need, short of, a jack. Jack stands, maybe a torch, maybe a priest, an exorcist. By the time I get this thing back to the ground, people won't even be using cars anymore. Everybody will be flying around like it's the Jetsons. Good God. All right, we've made contact. Not sure what century it is, but it's back on the ground. Got air pressure in the tire. So I'm thinking I might give it another stab at seeing if she wants to pull forward. Oh yeah, no problems at all. Ignore the brake light, we know why that's on. And if anybody's wondering why in the first video I totally ignored that brake light and said I think I might still have brake, that's because out of all the junk I've ever worked on and old vehicles I've driven around and stuff, 9 out of 10 of them have a brake light on with good functioning brakes. It's usually the emergency brake system is not right. Cable snapped or something. But that was not the case. She's idling away. It just runs phenomenal. It really does. I get the Cummins out of my way. Let's see what happens. Just for some perspective, when I was telling you folks I'm on a hill and a half, this is what I meant by a hill and a half. And that hill just goes down and winds around. And actually, there's 2 big road closed barrier signs at the bottom of it. Big, deep ditches on either side and timber. So without brakes, in essence, that thing is a missile whose target is anywhere it shouldn't go. All right. baby. She is spinning. I'm going to go ahead and assume those front brakes are locked. We got frisbees on the front. I'm almost guaranteeing that they're froze up. I'm going to do what I said I didn't want to do at all. Reverse just a touch. Oh. Okey-dokey. Oh yeah. We're trying to free up. Forward's really tough for it because of the grade of the hill. Oh. And we're in peat gravel. That's not helping anything. We're moving. We are moving. We got some distance. Really don't like doing that, but okay. Yeah, we made it a few feet, and I backed it back down to where it's at now. I really want to pull it up and out, but boy, I'm telling you, that is the danger zone. And this video doesn't even do it justice. I'm talking, it's steep. It is steep. We're gonna pull it out there a little farther. Oh yeah, we're spinning. Brakes are still grabby. Oh boy. Must be something about the angle, the geometry. Virtually no brake. Well, I take that back. It'll brake, but then she freezes right back up. Yikes. See if I could prop you up here on the retaining wall. Get a view. I just love that sound. She's idling low, boy. I have to adjust that. I don't know. Filled in some of the holes and ruts that I created. I was hopping her. I was making some progress. Oh, they're just grabby. We're hopping like we got hydraulics. Yep, we're digging ourselves in again. Stuck a little block under there. That's not gonna work. But we'll see, you know what I mean? Not quite. Not quite. See if the phone wants to stay up. Give you a drive view. Well, the thought was take a handful of those retaining wall caps, line them up, and make our own little road. It didn't work. That ground is soft, and those brakes are sticky. If this was flat ground, a little more solid, boy, we could just put her in reverse, let her sail, toss her back into drive, and I think they'd free up. As fate would have it, everything stacked against us per usual. This is nothing new. Well, it has been a while, and it's getting real cold. Properties have sold. Okay? Yeah. So it's time to get back to the Burban. It's gotta get back home to the shop. All my efforts to get the brakes done on this hillside, I just haven't had time to travel down here and get it done. Too many other projects. As I showed before, this is a pretty extreme hillside. So without having brakes in the old gal, driving it out to go up or down, terrifying idea. Really, really bad idea. That thing would turn into a death missile. Not good. So the plan is today, my cousin Chucky's going to come down with an 18-foot trailer. We're going to hope that we can find a way to drop the trailer at the top of that hill, bring his pickup down, hook onto this truck with a chain, fire the Burban up, and just kind of limp up to the top of the hill and pray for me, and put it on the trailer, tow it back home. This hill also has a lot of traffic at all times, and they don't exactly go slow, ever. Well, I guess short of this guy, that's about the slowest you'll ever see him come down. Well, we've got a little bit of 2-cycle oil and an old cat food tin that I dug up. Syringe. Gonna prime the bowl, drop some gas in the old tank, hit her with the Bad Apple's race fuel, see what happens. I didn't bring any kind of tools with me today either, because, boy, that is a stiff syringe. Oh, gee whiz. I'm just working with junk that I found laying around. The goal today was actually start clearing out furniture and stuff, but I mean, closing on this property is in like 3 days. Snow's supposed to come in like who knows. And I just got to get it out of here. And if you're wondering why it's a little blue, I took some of that True Fuel 2-cycle fuel and diluted it a little bit with good old 87. But I always feel a little bit better about having some lubrication in the mix. I'm dealing with stuff that hasn't started in a long time. Yeah. Okay. Everything else failed. Here we are. Yep. Here we are. All right. Next day. She needs a wash. But we made it back to home base. Start wrenching a bit. Sorry for the noise. I had to do an oil change on the International and check the rear end. But I can do that after I get something accomplished here. This is a handy Harbor Freight tool. Not sponsored yet. Come on, Harbor Freight, let's go. So, was not getting fuel. It's awesome, right? It was getting fuel a month ago. Hoping that the pump's not shot. But I'm gonna cut the line right here. Got an electric pump. I'm gonna slap it in place, try and force some fuel in, see what happens. Fuel. Yeah, okay, it's plumbed, not plumbed well. We're gonna have to rethink that. Should be primed, I think. Let's try it out. Round 2. Son of a gun, you know what I mean? Pulled the little filter out. Something had clogged it. Doesn't appear to be helping much. Just leave the pump hooked up continuously this time and see. Something's acting up, man. Pumped a little fuel into the float bowl, down the vent tube, and yeah. It's getting old. I'm starting to suspect that the old girl is just really low on fuel now. So if you keep a close eye right there. Struggling to get anything. So here's an idea. Let's just say, whoop, slipped off. Get a bite there. Let's just say we used an auxiliary tank. Yeah, okay, we're back in business. All right. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Oh, well. The choke wants to stick. I'm not sure why. That's something we get to play with next. So we still got to do brakes on this old rig. But let's try that again with the choke fixed. Fixed. My little brother just got dropped off. His buddy's driving a BMW. Recklessly. Oh. Might have wanted the choke. I disconnected the fuel pump. Let's see. So here's the problem. Hose on that end is short. Gas is low in this. It's not really picking up now. I tell you what, I really got to start planning ahead and not being in a rush. That'd be crazy. Stop grabbing again. I was trying to angle it. Hillbilly fuel cell is just not full enough. So here's the tall and short of it. We'll get her on her cleaner side. We need a lot of gas. That's it. That's it. And gas. And that's always what it is, right? We'll get some gas. I'm freezing to death. I want to try cleaning her off a bit. The neighbors are already a bit unhappy with the amount of cars we have laying around. And, she's a good old girl, but boy howdy, is she ugly in her current state. Oh, air bubble. Not exactly the most powerful little pressure washer in the world, but I was doing the job for the most part. Still messing around with the fuel delivery issue, and then got brakes to go, but before the fines from the town start rolling in and the mobs, angry folk with pitchforks and torches come, might as well do what I can. Sign her up. Yeah, this is going to be the fun side to tackle. Yeah. Gonna have to fill this thing with holy water to get it clean, but it's trying. It's a trying. Oh, why do I always pressure wash when it's cold? Is it just like a new annual tradition? All right, I've got updates. Boy, is it cold. I've got it running off a real janky fuel cell. Had to shut her down because I just discovered some new fun things. Okay. So, I've got more questions than answers now. Alright, so initially what I believe was going on, because I put about 15 gallons in the tank, could not get it to draw. Broke the line loose before the mechanical pump, no fuel. Broke it loose right there, no fuel. I'd put the electric pump on to this end. It would not draw. So I believed that something was
messed up back there in the tank pickup. Golly, it's cold. I pretty much had rested on the idea of putting in a old fuel cell I found in the trailer, just get her by for winter. So what I did here was obviously plumbed it into a fuel cell and cranked her, fired her, just had her sitting and running off the electric pump like that. Evidently I woke something up back there now, because we had fuel coming out back here, which leads me to believe that I blew a line, but also had fuel coming out of this end now. So that's good signs and possibly bad signs. I don't know. Oh, there's some. She's coming. Yeah, I'm just I gotta go pick my kid up from school. Yeah, it's cold. I'll figure it out some more here soon. And just like that, old girl's running off the fuel in the tank. All right, mechanical pump, check. Not seeing any leaks. That's incredibly reassuring. I am frozen solid. Soaked my glove in gas, which only made matters worse. Significantly worse. Alright, quick update. It's actually a relatively decent day today. It's about 42. So, fixed one fuel leak. Found another fuel leak. Farther back, riding the frame. Oh yeah. I'm telling you. But in the interest of moving on and moving forward, trying to work on the brakes and such. Also, hope you guys like the long form videos. So I realize this one's getting to be a real long form video. But here we go. She's a moving. We're officially driving the Suburban at long last. Brakes still not hooked up, so I don't want to get crazy. Also, I've got the car trailer hooked up over yonder, so I don't really have any escape route other than going out on the highway, which wouldn't be the best plan. Yeah. But this is a step in the right direction. Starts up and just purrs. Not as cold today. Take it for a no brakes danger cruise. Idling a little high, so boy, she wants to get up and go. Ah. That's why I like living in a small town. Not much traffic. You can drive your rusty Titanic with no brakes semi-safely. Let's try and avoid the highway, shall we? She really just wants to get up and gallop. Be on your toes, that's for sure. Take her around town. Not too far around town, but around town nonetheless. Cruising. Neighbors are watching. Slightly off-road. All right. Well, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up there for now. Definitely going to come back part 3 on it when it's cleaned up, going down the road, even if it's just a short video. I've already started packing some tools in it. She's going to live her second life as a Bad Apples service truck. I realize it was a really long episode. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. You know, do all those YouTube things that people like to tell you, and we'll see you next time.